podcaster, we know that time is precious, and finding ways to be more efficient and effective is crucial to producing high-quality content. So in this video, we'll be exploring some valuable tips from productivity guru Tim Ferriss that can help you level up your podcasting game. Tim Ferriss is a well-known productivity expert, author, and speaker who is known for his best-selling book, The 4-Hour Workweek, and his podcast, The Tim Ferriss Show. He has an innovative approach to productivity and time management, including optimizing things like work, health, and personal development. So let's dive into some of his techniques and apply them to podcasting. The first technique that Tim Ferriss uses is batching.
What is batching? To explain it in simplest terms, we can talk about laundry. All right, so you wouldn't do your laundry every time you have a new pair of dirty socks. You wait for a certain critical mass of dirty laundry to accumulate, and then you do the laundry. Why? Same with the post office. If you have many different types of mail that are going to come together that you need to mail, you're going to wait for a certain critical mass as opposed to just going there for every single letter, because there's a setup cost. There is a task switching cost, getting in the car, driving there, spending the gas, spending the time, laundry, putting it all together, detergent, and so on, right? So the time and labor involved in doing one letter or 20 or one pair of socks or an entire basket of clothing is the same. And you want to be both effective and efficient with your allocation of resources, i.e. time. If you apply those to business, you can apply them in 1,000,001 different ways.
In regards to podcasting, this means grouping together certain podcast tasks. For example, planning multiple episodes in one sitting and then recording multiple episodes in another sitting. This can be really effective because it helps to get deep work done by minimizing interruptions and allowing you to stay focused. It also gives you a bunch of content to work with, which will help you get ahead and keep up with your release schedule.
Batching is one of the fundamental concepts that you need to understand. If you understand the principle, the reasons for it, the concepts, you can come up with your own examples to experiment with. And these are not permanent changes. Think of them as 2-week experiments. One tiny thing that you can test, assuming that it's on a daily or weekly basis, and try it out. See what works. Keep what works, reject what doesn't, add what is uniquely your own, borrowing from Bruce Lee with that. And before you know it, you will have a reliable, dependable way of making yourself more effective and more efficient, which is your bespoke iteration of batching.
Running a podcast by yourself can almost inevitably lead to burnout. Tim Ferriss is a huge advocate for outsourcing and delegation. He outsources the editing of his podcast episodes to a professional editor, which allows him to focus more on other aspects of his podcast. Podcasters can outsource various parts of their podcasting process, like guest outreach, scheduling, design work, social media promotion, editing, show note creation, and more. Consider outsourcing the tasks that either you don't like doing or that take you too much time, and this will let you free up your schedule and streamline your workflow. To learn more about outsourcing and how to facilitate it, you can head to the video linked above. Tim Ferriss advocates for the use of templates in many aspects of life. By templating tasks, you can simplify processes, reduce decision-making fatigue, and increase efficiency. Templates can serve as a foundation to build upon, customize, and optimize based on individual needs and preferences. Let's take a look at the few ways Tim Ferriss uses templates in his life and apply this to podcasting. Number 1 is email communication. Tim Ferriss recommends creating templates for common emails. This can help streamline your communication process and save time by avoiding repetitive typing. You can create email templates for guest outreach, interview follow-ups, and scheduling communication. You can also use templates for writing and provide a structure or outline that can be customized based on the specific content. Consider creating templates for episode outlines, show notes, complimentary blog posts, and episode introductions. Tim Ferriss also emphasizes the importance of creating templates to serve as a reference guide for repetitive tasks, ensuring consistency and efficiency. This means having a template for the procedure of reaching out to and following up with guests, creating episode scripts, outlines, and show notes. You can even have a template for the whole podcasting workflow, so you know who does what tasks and when. A great website for project management is Trello.com. If you want to learn about how to automate different podcasting tasks, then you can head to the video linked above. Lastly, consider templates for routines to help create structure and save time. You can create templates for your morning routine before you record an interview, or before you reach out to a bunch of guests in order to help get yourself in the right headspace. Working hard and being productive is a challenge. You need to take the time to prioritize yourself and get away from work. Tim does this in a very interesting and effective way, and it brings us back to the batching technique.
I have started in the last few years batching travel. Why would I batch travel? And there are many different reasons to batch travel. One of my reasons is that I want to practice being off the grid for extended periods of time to not only remind myself and prove to myself that it is possible to do that, and no, the internet will not stop, the universe will not end if you are unavailable and unreachable for certain periods of time, and also to rejuvenate, to recharge, being away from social media and keyboards, laptops, screens, and so on.
So prioritize getting away and clearing your mind. It'll only make you more productive in the long run. Now, you are human, so not every day is going to be productive. Tim also has a great piece of advice for those days that are slower and how you can help get yourself back on track. Take a look.
Let me explain some of the questions I ask, some of the coping mechanisms I use when the day gets off on the wrong foot. For whatever reason, maybe I find myself at lunch or after lunch feeling like I haven't accomplished anything. What do I do in such cases? Well, the first is really a question that I use many times throughout a given, say, week or month, and that is, which of these, if I'm looking at my to-do list, much of which is probably undone in a case like this, which one of these, if accomplished, would make everything else easier or irrelevant? So I'll say it again. Which one of these, if checked off, would make everything else easier or irrelevant, meaning less important or completely unimportant? All right. The other question that you can use, which is more or less the same, is which of these, if checked off, would leave me satisfied with my day? Right? Which one of these? Third question, and eventually you will come up with an answer that is actionable, is which of these, if done, creates more time for me next week? And it could be next month, could be tomorrow, but next week I find to be useful as a timeline. And this will generally point to some type of process or system that you can improve.
So don't worry if your day gets off to a slow start. There are always ways to get yourself back on track to productivity. Another great way to maximize productivity is to use AI, like ChatGPT or Notion. Check out this video next to learn how you can completely plan a podcast episode using AI. And remember, the key is finding what works for you and your specific needs. But these tips from Tim Ferriss are a great place to start. If you liked this video, make sure to hit that thumbs up button. And before you go, subscribe to our channel and press the bell icon so you never miss another video from Riverside. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in our next one.